Hello again. This lesson is about the opportunities available in global web marketing. Tremendous opportunities exist in the global marketplace. These are at the level of understanding the remote customer, catering for different customer types, and solving for the practical disconnect surrounding your campaigns. In this lesson, we'll uncover some of the deeper opportunities available and what you need to do to really ensure that you get in front of a global customer online in the best way possible. In this lesson, you'll learn about knowledge of the global opportunity for your business, how to think about customers in a new way, and practical tips for getting your content management system set up for global enablement. Many opportunities exist, but it should be your global strategy that defines new markets. The first place to start is your corporate goals and sales team's objectives. By starting there, aligned to the biggest vision for this expansion, you can justify the work more effectively along the way. Only once that buy-in and executive sponsor is in place should you start to think about the industry trends, the trends within your data, and getting into keyword research and launching of content that really helps capitalize on the opportunity. Once the corporate buy-in is in place, you can then start to think about the industry trends that help justify ongoing work. Let's start with the worldwide market share of global search engines. Google has dominated the search space for over a decade now, and you can see on a global level the same thing, 88% of market share, with the top four being comprised of Bing, Yahoo, and then Baidu. Now, Google is dominant with their share of search for most countries, but definitely not all. I wanted to highlight those at the bottom of this list: Czech Republic, Hong Kong, Japan, South Korea, Russia, and China. If your interests are in any of those markets, you need to consider what's unique to the search engines that dominate those particular countries. While best practices should work for search for any engine, there are definitely some nuances and some unique characteristics of engines in those countries to take into account. Search engine market share by country is also interesting. This graph is related to the prior one. It shows a couple interesting things: who the runner-up search engine is in each country. Quite often it's Yahoo, Bing. Sometimes it is Google. Yahoo Japan or Yandex are also prominent there, and the market share that they hold. And then the percentage of internet penetration. How many people are online actively using the web? So typically you'll prioritize into tier 1, most known countries first, but the internet participation for those second-tier countries you also want to consider if the choice to move into those countries is not obvious based on other factors. What I find intriguing about global web marketing is it does require that we think about our customers in a new and fresh way. Each region, each country, each language has different cultural tendencies, different ways of purchasing, different perceptions of what is popular or why they might purchase one thing and not another. Perhaps you can visit the countries or do online surveys or in some way gain a better or deeper appreciation for the customers you'll be selling to so that you can address any roadblocks or hurdles you may otherwise hit along the way. There are many global SEO opportunities. There's opportunities related to targeting, how you might identify content and make sure that it's relevant for users in that particular country or language. There's opportunities related to conversion, thinking about how the online conversion experience, the right currency, the right triggers to enable a user from Japan versus a user from Australia or one from Germany to take advantage of the opportunity once they've arrived on your page. The best way to do this is to think about a better user experience that you can introduce to those that visit your site from around the globe. Another way to justify and take advantage of the global opportunity is as simple as following your traffic, understanding where users are currently going on your website, how they might be looking for content that may not exist. And once you have identified that, then beginning to target and present content to them that helps give a much better sense for what kind of material they may be interested in converting on. As you're considering additional reasons to expand globally, take advantage of keyword-level data. If you're not yet clear on how to identify opportunities, you can examine search demand of keywords related to your brand's products or services. Google's Keyword Planner or many other keyword research tools shared earlier in the courses can be leveraged for their abilities to segment different areas and how your offering might be available to them. Using Google's Keyword Planner, you can look at the Search for Keyword feature and use the targeting option to select a specific area. From there, you will then be able to identify how many monthly searches take place in English or whatever language you choose to help give you yet more context and relevance about what kind of keyword choices you want to make. The last way to make a case for capitalizing on the global opportunity is through doing a content launch. Perhaps you do this on a small scale to begin with. Having a content management system in place, such as WordPress, Drupal, Adobe Experience Manager, many others in the marketplace, and ensuring that your CMS is global out of the box, that it helps you from an SEO standpoint set up canonical tags, addresses duplicate content issues, allows you to scale globally effectively, is something you have to have in place as a baseline. And in order to do a launch well, you do need to have a team-driven approach where communication is frequent and common around these concepts that are very practical disconnects and inevitable. These things would be around keywords, content, images. Where do you host images? How do you localize them? What are the calls to action? How do those change based on the country that you're trying to target content for? What are some of the delivery or logistics issues if those exist? How about e-commerce? How about security of the payments? And what about geo-targeting? Taking the content you have and making it available and most relevant for the countries that you're aiming to gain new visitors and new customers in. Hopefully enabled within your content management system is the ability to do content migration effectively on a global level. Specifically, are you able to do 301 redirects, as you learned about earlier in the courses, set up from old URLs to new ones? Will this migration break any of the URLs that you have translated or enabled on a regional level? Also, do you have in place a QA process where you can look at page indexing and global SEO rank after that migration? Thinking about the full content launch and the type of people and processes you need in place is another important step to take advantage of the global opportunity. In summary, it's very exciting to be able to take products or services you have, put them on the web, take that content and make it available to people in another country, and they come to your doorstep online and they make a purchase or they capitalize on a service. It opens doors to whole new markets and opportunities for revenue, and with this comes a necessity that your website supports that you have the resources to do it well. What's really important, as I shared through this lesson, is to think about your overall marketing strategy first in order to justify global expansion.